With only a few weeks until students return to school, schools around the country are having trouble finding educators to fill all the needed positions. School districts are having extra trouble hiring special education teachers and support professionals. In the Minneapolis Public School District, special education teachers make up 31% of teaching vacancies.
Hi, I'm Deb Courthouse. I work at Education Minnesota as a staff attorney representing educators, and I'm also the parent of two high schoolers in Minneapolis, one of whom receives special ed services and has an IEP.
Sophia. I'm 10th grader and I'm 15.
Well, we see the impact of the special educator shortage in a number of ways. This summer, the kids that were supposed to be getting services for special ed were told that at the very last minute, that their services would be moved online because they didn't have enough educators to provide an in-person option. In this fall now, we just got a notice that they are trying to fill close to 50 jobs yet, which will mean that kids will either miss out on services or they'll be serviced by somebody that doesn't have full credentials. Classrooms will be overcrowded. There'll be more and more kids in a classroom to try to consolidate because of the shortage. Well, I think primarily the way the students feel, either their classrooms are overcrowded and it can be really hard to learn in an environment where there's a lot of distractions, where they don't get the assistance that they would require in order to make sufficient progress on their IEPs. But also the turnover creates a lot of issues with relationships, and so they're rebuilding that relationship, getting those adults to know them. Oftentimes kids with IEPs trust adults more than they do their peers, and so those relationships are incredibly important, and when there's disruption or those adults are spread really thin, that impacts the relationships from the student perspective, which of course impacts the family's experience as well.
Can you tell me about Allie and how she helps you?
Homework and math.
How about your teachers? How do they help you?
Well, reading.
What are some of your favorite classes, Sophia?
My favorite classes is gym.
What are you looking forward to this school year? Are you excited to see your teachers? Do you miss all of them?
Yeah.
I wish I had a magic solution to the shortage. We are trying a lot of different things in the state to work on that, trying to build grow your own programs where people who have worked as special ed assistants or as ESPs, educational support professionals, are then moved into a teaching program so they can learn the background and get the certification. We also are looking at supporting people that are willing to do the job, making sure that their working conditions are more supportive and so that they're willing to stay. We have really a crisis of people leaving the profession, moving on to do different things. So making sure they have time to do there's a lot of paperwork required in special ed, so making sure they have time to do that, making sure they have additional adults to provide support for the kids, and making sure that they are compensated for their time and not doing, spending all of their evenings and weekends doing their job, that they have some work-life balance as well, like we promote for everyone. So I think we really have to work as a society on prioritizing education and making sure that kids with IEPs in particular are having their needs met. And it requires funding, it requires support, it requires the political will, really, frankly, to make sure that this happens.